Hey everyone, and welcome to this video on the new ability Lightning Conduit that they released in Kalandra League. I'm currently playing this as a Trickster because of the ascendency rework. So I'm triggering the shock for the Lightning Conduit with Orb of Storms. So let me just quickly show you how that looks like. So I drop down Orb of Storms, it shocks them, 65% shock. And then you can trigger Lightning Conduit off of that shock like this. So let me just show you a little bit of what the clear looks like. I think if I get an extra chain as a Lightning Mastery, this will get a lot better. But the single target, as you can see, is pretty alright. I'm currently level 60 on Blood Aqueduct, so I'm not very high level or good geared or anything like that. Playing on a 4 link. And it's feeling really good. It's very shocky, very lightningy, and especially with the Herald of Thunder I'm playing, there's this overlaying shock and then the big shocks for your Lightning Conduit. So far this has been very fun. It's been easy to level, never struggled with damage to this point. Everything pretty much just melts, so definitely would recommend giving it a try. In terms of proccing the shock, as you can see, Orb of Storms stops shocking them once it has applied shock once. Is every time you cast Orb of Storms shocks a lightning bolt out of the storm, you can just stand in there and chain click shock without having to worry about reapplying the shock yourself, because the Orb of Storms is doing that for you. In terms of other options, I have considered using totems with Shock Nova. You can still use Orb of Storms with that setup as well, so that is definitely something that I'm going to try out in the future once I have my gear sorted out a little bit more and have more sockets available. But this is where I am right now. According to this, I have 17,000 DPS, and this does not account for the shock that it removes of the target, because it does 5%, 70% more damage per shock currently that I have on the enemy, and since I have 65% shock as a max, that gets pretty high. So that is where we are so far. In terms of my gear, this is one good one that I have so far, plus level to all lightning spell gems will be very big for this build, since we're going to use multiple sets of lightning spell gems. Plus Wrath that I'm currently using is lightning gem, as well as Herald of Thunder. So this is the skill tree I have at the moment. I'm planning on making this a Chaos Inoculation build, just because I think it will be very fun to play Chaos Inoculation with the new Trickster Ascendancy, with the new defensive bonuses, with the Overleach of Energy Shield that they've given us, as well as the sustain that you can get from Polymath. I just think it is going to be real fun to play. I think the most obvious way to play this though would be with the Elementalist. Shaper of Storms makes it so everything can shock for you, so you have a wider variety of skills to trigger your shock available to you. It also has the enemies take 15% increased damage. That is real powerful for this build, because it has a lot of sources of more damage, but not a lot of sources of taking increased damage for the enemies. I would take Shaper of Storms, Heart of Destruction. In terms of the skill tree, other than for the energy shield, I think this is pretty much how most skill trees for this ability should look like. You pick up all the shock effect nodes, maximum shock effect, and then effect of lightning ailments or elemental ailments will be great for this build. I'll definitely make an update video on how this goes so far. Currently POB does not have the new skill gems in, so I've just put some crackling lance in here. This was my backup. If the new abilities sucked, I would have gone this setup, but I'll include the POB, so do not pay too much attention to the gem setups yet. And the abilities, I've just imported and the items, I just imported my character just so we can have a reference. And yeah, I'll definitely give you an update on how this character goes and how this build feels and what feels good to play and what not. I definitely suggest that you take this non-projectile chains plus 1 time. I think it's going to be great for your Orb of Storms to increase your clearing a little bit. As Orb of Storms does have the chaining tag, so the chain will work on it. And since it strikes 3 additional targets, that will make that chain to hit more targets. And then also taking the shocks you inflict spread to other enemies within a 10 radius is very helpful, because it makes it so more of your shocks can spread wider and it increases your clear for Lightning Conduit. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope this helped you. And let me know in the comments if you're playing the new abilities, if you're playing the new Trickster Ascendancy, and which ones you would suggest to play or upgrade first. There's a lot of cool things with this Ascendancy now that we can do, so hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want to see the follow-up build guide or build update on this character, please consider to subscribe to support the channel, and I will see you in the next one.